Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Hello,
hey.
everybody. Oh my goodness gracious. Happy Saturday.
Welcome to Let's Talk About It, our taco-based stream where we highlight the menu of tacos and Taco Bells and Del Tacos across America.
I've always been a lengua guy.
You guys are crazy. You know what I mean?
True. It's true.
So today we're not playing. We're not playing our Land of Eam game.
As we normally would, but we ended season 2 last week. And so we are taking some time to reflect upon the game, give some updates on some progress we're making, show some arts, talk about the Kickstarter, and talk about just the campaign, season 2, just talk about it and see if there's any ways to improve it and have a play test. And of course, if you got any questions and want to talk to us, you can.
Princess Funnybone, happy Saturday.
Hello, Princess Funnybone.
Yeah, right on.
So yeah, today's sort of like a progress report. And we're showing right here the awesome cover art by Justin Gerard. If you have not seen this yet, this is what the core rulebook will look like. Do not have the logo on here yet, which is still in progress.
Yeah.
It's kind of getting an upgrade.
A little boost. Okay, you'll still see the original logo. It's same-ish. It's just getting an upgrade.
Yeah. I think it's so fun that you guys have reached out to other artists. Like Ben, I do love your art style, but seeing other people interpret what the Land of Eam looks like is pretty interesting because you just get a different perspective on it.
Yeah, you still got the main characters that I designed.
Zoom in on those a little bit. Zoom in on those.
Enhance.
Enhance. There they are. You got your Galen right there.
Lula.
Your Riley, the Squeege.
I'm sorry, you mean Thunderblade.
Thunderblade, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thunderblade. Well, he's not looking so much
Phoenix
like a
Dark right here.
This must be Elberry Barrington.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have this bard. Sort of reminds me of Goonies a little bit.
It does.
A little bit. Yeah.
It does.
Gotta get a pirate ship in there.
Then you have your orches.
Hey, you should have made one skinny, tiny orch named Sklunch.
We should have.
I mean, missed opportunity.
Just have to use our imaginations. Thank you, Princess Funnybone. She says the cover art looks amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, it's Justin Gerard is a brilliant artist. If you haven't checked out his stuff, totally Google Justin Gerard. Ben and I really wanted to reach out to Justin because we're huge fans of his work and thought that his whimsical painterly style would be a great fit for the game.
And you got this
look at this
beamkin over here.
He's got a face that says what's going on over there? Concern.
It's check out these guys.
Not again.
It's a dragon and some orches and Legends of the Hidden Temple going on down there.
Legends of the Hidden Temple. Good
the book is being edited. Well, it's mostly been edited. A big chunk of it has been edited.
The core rulebook, yeah, the lion's share of the core rulebook.
And then also part of the sandbox, which is a monster. I mean, we have 6 50-page documents.
Yeah. So the sandbox is quite a thing. It's called the Mucklands. It's if you're familiar, if anyone has watched it has seen the Mucklands map on the screen while we're playing our game. And the Mucklands is made up of the 6 regions that are in the game. You've got your Scalawag Strand, your River Country, your Used to Be Forest, Drippy Downs, Quagmash.
Do we have a map we can pull up real quick?
Did I say River Country?
I don't know. It's probably 6, what you said.
So many, I can't even keep count. I don't even know. And each of them have just dozens and dozens. I think in total, there's well over 400 locations, 400, I think almost close to 500 quest hooks, hundreds of NPCs, hundreds of rumors that you can pursue. And so if you're a GM yourself, or a GM that loves to dig into sandbox material and mine it for new quests.
Real meaty.
It's real meaty, and it's got all the flavor and character of the Land of Eam, and Ben and I are really proud of it.
Would love to see your character become Felted Friends through Perception Studio. That would be amazing.
That would be
amazing. I'm sure you saw that they played Land of Eam with their own felted selves.
Yeah, they did like a 2-hour one shot, and it was hilarious and fantastic, and it was good stuff.
Yeah, we got a Rickety Stitch on there.
I think we did an interview
awesome.
with them too, which I forgot about until this moment. We interviewed with their Chat Time show and Cucumber.
Yeah, that was like a day, not the day, but
day after,
right after Rickety Stitch Book 3 came out.
Yeah,
Princess Funnybone still looking for a group to play with, but for now, Scalina Phantasmia is just waiting around. Yes, Princess Funnybone made a character and posted it on the Land of Eam Discord.
Nice. I gotta say, I am a huge fan of the backstory. It's such a good backstory, and the art is so cute and amazing. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, yeah, I want people to play. I want to get a game going on the Discord.
Yeah, the Discord's brand new. So, like, if anybody's looking to play a game, there's a player right there. There's a little channel called Looking for Group, and you know, we've got over 100 people in the Discord now, which is exciting. But it's growing every day, so it's really kicking off.
Yeah.
I just want to know how we can make it happen, because I don't necessarily want to run a game, because I want other people to play and see how they interpret things.
I can also vouch for how busy you are. I got like 12 jobs I'm juggling here, but like it's especially with the Kickstarter coming in September, we are
yeah.
But, yeah, just keep looking. Speaking
of the Kickstarter, I'm gonna link landofeam.com/Kickstarter so you can sign up to the newsletter.
Yeah, it's filled with little tidbits like this, so you'll get updates on the game, and it'll also, of course, give you notifications. So if you're interested in pledging, you'll be able to get those early bird rewards before anybody else.
Oily Boyd.
Oily Billy Boyd.
Yeah,
the new character in Land of Eam.
Yeah, he's a mung. Hi, I'm Oily Billy Boyd.
Oily Billy Boyd. That's just service.
He's a classic dude.
His friend is Dominique Oilahan.
Wow.
Oh,
that's good. Look at that.
It writes itself.
Is it? I'm so quick to call everything canon. I'm so quick to.
Nope. We have a poor editing process.
You need 100
Everything
NPCs.
makes it in.
We'll get back to you in about 6 minutes.
Yeah. Done.
No, it's the sandbox though. It is filled with characters like that, like NPCs that are just wacky and fun and like have their own motivations. And there's lots of factions as well, and the factions interact with each other. It's just a ton of stuff. And you know, George, Ben, and I, when we first decided we were going to start live streaming some actual plays so people could see how it went, we decided that we would only use the sandbox. So we've never actually done anything except for what's in the sandbox or done a riff on it, because it's not like you have to like do it exactly. Like a sandbox is supposed to just be there as like a catalyst to jumpstart ideas and steal ideas and mine it and make it your own.
Well, that's what cracks me up about like seeing you guys interact with a sandbox, because you have context for things, but just because you know a certain thing exists in a certain place, it doesn't mean you're going to encounter it the same way or you're going to interpret it the same way. Like when we ran across Olgos, like there was a whole backstory for this giant warg out there. And now we have a wanted poster because we killed these warg's boss, and we're wanted felons by these guys.
It's funny because James like forgets a lot of what he's written.
I was just about to say.
That's also the best part. Yeah,
and then he's probably not familiar with the things that I've written.
Yeah, I've learned a lot about my own brain, like playing this, because there's been so many instances. Ben has made me laugh to tears because I've sent him like in the Google Doc, like, hey, like, what's this? Like, what's going on? And he has to inform me that it's something that I wrote.
Like, you wrote it.
There's just so between all the like, books we're writing and all
genius. We gotta like,
how do we do more of this?
Oh gosh.
Oh Lord.
So I don't know what that says about me. I've got to like do some mental push-ups, but it's literally so much that I can't remember it all. And we've been working on this game for a couple of years now, so it's not all fresh in my mind.
And it's constantly evolving, right? Like that's the beauty of it. It's always being iterated on. Like you just are making this a more fleshed out world.
So I'll share what.
Ooh, is this a design doc?
I mean, it's the content. It's
The words. The
This
words.
is
I know I saw the words at the top. I
Bogtown,
was like
which
blown
is
away.
like the biggest city in the Mucklands. So it's far and away like the biggest location. Like
Mhm.
it's
What's the page count on this?
23 pages. So this is like half of a normal region, probably,
Mhm.
or a third.
It's huge, but even though it's 23 pages long, just you can visually see how it's written. So it's like each location is not very dense. We wanted to make it so it's like, here's a description, here's some bullet points on who's some characters, here's some quests. We really wanted to make it accessible so that it's not like, you pick up like an old Dungeons and Dragons campaign book and it's like, oh, here's 600 pages of campaign or story, and it's like kind of hard to keep it all together. You practically have to study it before you run it.
Yeah.
And the Land of Eames sandbox differs from that in that it's meant to be, you can scan it for 10 minutes and have a bunch of ideas and throw them in there.
That's true. This definitely is a passion project because there's no guarantee that it'll pay off.
There's never any guarantees, Costa. Never any guarantees, but we power through.
But you can see the breakdown here where it's like this is a district of Bogtown called Old Town. Within that, there's Magistrate
Old Town,
Hall,
Bogtown.
and there is 3 NPCs associated with it, and then like 4 rumors and like 4 quests. So you don't, I can only speak from experience, and that's a little biased because I've had a hand in writing it, but I don't prepare at all when we play this. And I don't know if that shows.
It does. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And it's egregiously bad. But I find it really easy just to use this because you don't have to like read all of this beforehand. It's just like wherever the party is going, you take a look. And I do look at things. I do read the sandbox a little bit before a session if I know where you guys are headed to.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's like.
But I don't think you're that different from any. I mean, we've been playing tabletop RPGs since we were in the 4th grade, so we know a few things about it. And like, I think a lot of people don't have time to prepare, or like it's really truncated because just think about it, it's hard enough to get a group going and with everybody's schedules and with games being over Zoom or Skype nowadays, like more regularly, using tools like Roll20 or whatever. Like I think there's just not a lot of prep time available to a lot of folks. Not that there's not always, because if you prepped like the sandbox in Land of Eames, you could do some crazy stuff. But it's well, I like that.
Yeah,
style.
I mean, people don't have a lot of time, but I know personally a lot, like some people who put a lot of time into preparing, and for me as a GM, that's just not fun or feasible. Yeah. I mean, there has been a lot of prep time put into this world, like.
Yeah,
that's
I'd say this one town is 23 pages long. It's like you could run a whole campaign in the town.
And then here is art by Corinne Caro, who is going to do sandbox art, like for the locations. And this is Bogtown. It's got a swampy, ragged shanty look. So we're excited about having her on board and like making all of these locations.
Yeah, she does really beautiful work, and Bogtown looks like Bogtown. It was kind of amazing. Like we had this vision of this like kind of shanty, rickety town where that was kind of built up on itself, like on stilts, because of course the ground and the water is filled with bogs and swamps and mires and quags, and the color scheme and everything just gives it that kind of swampiness without kind of like the gloominess that like I feel like everybody puts on swamps. It's like, when you look
like
at
a bright gloomy.
Yeah, it's like I mean, it's got definitely it's got a haze. Okay, it's got like a haze on it or whatever. But like you pick up like a Magic the Gathering swamp, and it's like, oh, that's just like death and skulls, and you're gonna get lost. And
it's like Grimly Wood.
Yeah, it's like Grimly Wood.
One thing I'm discovering about myself is that I'm having a lot of fun fleshing out Skalina's backstory. Yeah.
That's cool.
I think you'd have a lot of fun getting together with a group because there are ways in the core rulebook to like facilitate building out a backstory with the other players.
Building out relationships specifically.
Relationships. What I mean,
yeah. Like one thing about Land of Eam is like Ben and I always like the idea of when you first start playing, there's relationships with the characters. It's not just like 4 strangers meet in a tavern, go kill rats in a basement.
Yeah, you should already like understand like a little bit of party comp.
Yeah, the idea is your team, your friend. Yeah, exactly. The dynamics. Your friends.
Dynamics.
Your pals. You know?
For instance, a knight errant, which Skalina is, it would be, you know, coming from this section here, and you would work with the other players to be like, all right, I trust blank with my life, and there's nothing that I wouldn't do for them, or I have a feeling that blank has ulterior motives, and I'm not sure I should trust them. So you kind of get this built-in history between each player, which is fun.
You know, something I discovered with George as a player is that
I'm crazy.
there's that he's got this death wish and like
always
the relationship stuff. It's like it's a great starting point, but you don't have to stick with it. You can like advancing the relationship like throughout the adventures is really fun, and maybe not always it's not always advancing per se, but it definitely like it creates opportunities for really interesting stories and role playing and just like collective like ideas that are fun to pursue. Like Thunderblade is like probably an exact example of that.
Yes.
Where it's like, I think that's probably my favorite dynamic. That
it doesn't like exactly have to do with our relationship, but it's like this one like lie to get out of trouble like turns into this thing that connects with all these things that's going on with Galen, and he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I am.
What does it all mean?
It's me now. This is who I am.
What if I was Thunderblade?
To kind of dig into some playtest stuff, one thing I've noticed is that it's a little more difficult with just 2 players to do this relationship mechanic.
Yeah. Well, it puts all the pressure on the 2 players. Like I think we figured out how to not let it like become a big issue.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that it's more difficult. I think it's just different for me because I still have the same amount of fun chasing things like Thunderblade and like having that be a dynamic.
I think you guys have definitely gotten better and like more gooder.
More gooder.
You've gotten better at handling it because early on I was having, I felt like I was just kind of getting disregarded a little bit, and it was just like, and you guys, without any like history in gameplay, it's like you guys kind of didn't want to be at odds with each other. You're kind of like just both like happy-go-lucky. I think that's also your player type.
That is true.
Our player type is definitely like teamwork, team stuff, and supporting each other. But like, I don't know. Like, I can think of instances where like I tried to mix it up by like calling him an idiot when he got the riddle wrong, and like, like, things like that. But that only works if like the tensions are high, because it's like that's not fun if you're just around a campfire. No, you got to be in the heat.
But it can be fun when like there's multiple characters and there's like
I think you're a liar.
Group dynamic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally. It's one of my favorite parts of the game, though, is just like having aid and prompts and it being on the forefront that these are a group of pals or companions that have been together forever trying to make things work and have their own inter-party conflicts on top of the things they're trying to do, and then overcoming those conflicts is always fun.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
So I'll show some other art that we've gotten some cool people to do. This is by Sam Amelli. You know, we've approached some people to you know, we have ideas, so we give them a prompt and they whip up something awesome. And this is a group of adventurers chilling with a giant carrot and A Welkin bard is seen here playing the
I
lute.
love it.
You've got a
I
little
haven't seen this
buckle
one yet. It's FB. It's my tortoise.
and a slimmed down Galen here.
That was younger Galen.
This is Galen's younger years.
He's like 14.
Before the dummy thick thighs set in.
He's like, wow. Yeah, he's doing his whole Huck Finn adventure.
Yeah.
Sausage.
So this will be, likely placed in the book around like making camp rules and whatnot. And then you've got a dungeon delve over here with a party.
Delve is my favorite singer.
Likely a Sarpathy entrance here, and they're being confronted by a Sargog, which you guys ran into in the campaign season 2.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
But you got a magic red X out of it.
That's true.
That is like one of my
Maybe
favorite
Galen's
items.
first adventure.
Hilarious. Yeah, what I like about this art is that it captures some of the eaminess of the mix of tone, because the characters are like cartoony and fun, but the Sargog is serious.
Right.
It's like, it's like a real threat. Very hobbity.
Hobbity. And then we got... This is all by Sam Amelli, these 3 images.
Sam Amelli is great.
We've got a trio of traveling adventurers. This is likely the Drippy Downs.
I love the goo with the telescope and it's inside of it.
I like so for whatever reason I love the goo's feather. Like it's like amazing to me. Yeah. But what really gets me, he's got that like bandolier with like with like pouches and stuff ready for adventure. Because he's got gear too, he's got to hold on to his, he's got a deck of Rascal Rummy in that pouch and
a deck of Huzzah. You gotta be
tickets to Krogland.
And then I've done one piece so far, and I'm set to do more, but juggling 40 different projects. So this is called Manticore Tea Party. And it's
also the name of our band that we're about to announce.
It's post-impressionist, very Renaissance-y painting. It'll be on display at the Guggenheim.
Wow.
And
the Guggenheim.
The Guggenheim, yes.
This is an example of a parlay.
Yeah, exactly. This kind of sets the tone of, you don't have to kill every monster you see.
Got to find out what their shtick is. This is a momentous piece of art for you because this is the first, I guess, outside of Stiora, this was like the first colored art piece you did that's like non-Rickety Stitch.
I guess Punch Quest stuff.
Yeah, you know what? It's not momentous at all. I'm sorry.
I mean, it sort of is. I know what you're saying. It's like everything, basically, aside from Punch Quest, everything I've done for the RPG has been sketches. Because it's just a ton of work to do final art. Like sketching for me is pretty easy, low commitment, and then get the ideas across. And especially for people that were commissioning, just show them a sketch, be like, this is what everything looks like.
Right.
Easier to art direct.
As well as like 3 graphic novels to show the tone of everything. Speaking of sketches, I do have
Are you
some sandbox art.
Yeah, that's what I was. I forgot about that. That's great. These are so fun, George. This is good stuff.
Let's see.
He's about to share.
Wild, weird stuff.
Wild and weird. It's so weird.
So these sketches are probably actually going to be staying as sketches.
These, so we talked about there being hundreds of NPCs in
So
the
that's
sandbox.
Justina Brink in the top left.
No.
So
It's
Fiora.
Is that Weldar right there?
these are characters at the vault in Bogtown.
Oh, cool.
We're kind of focusing on Bogtown to lead with that for the Kickstarter because it's like a
It's a big, like really expansive example.
Very fleshed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Spectre Maisel Underbrink.
One of my favorites. One of my favorites.
I mean, I think I love these as they are. I don't think you need to flesh
Yeah,
them
the
out.
idea is that they're like, this is what he looks like. This is what she looks like.
You guys, have you thought of doing like a Kickstarter goal where it's just like an add-on sketchbook, even if it's just a PDF, just like a compilation of random sketches?
Actually, that's a good question. We've been talking about doing an explorer's guide that anybody can read, and it'll have lots of lore, and it'll have some art and sketches in it of creatures, and just like the ins and outs of Land of Eam that anybody can read. That you don't you don't have to worry about like ruining something if you're a GM or a player.
Yeah. I kind of love that. Like, I mean, that's like when they have lore books and things like that in Dungeons and Dragons. I love that stuff. I ate it up in 3.5. Just there's so many good campaign settings that you want to know more about.
Right.
But you don't want to necessarily, like you said, spoil it for yourself.
Yeah, and the Explorer's Guide is very player facing, like James said. Like it's not like spoiling anything on the GM's end. So it's basically a sandbox that you could read and just inspire yourself to go, I want to go here and see this thing, or like
right.
There'll be a spattering of rumors
presented in its own way with its own art stuff, so that you could effectively have both, and there'd be fun stuff.
And I was really inspired by this book that just came out recently for the Dark Crystal. It's like a Dark Crystal art book that has a lot of pencil drawing. I think the artist does primarily pencils and colored pencils, or maybe like watercolor. But it's like a colored piece and then a bunch of sketches to go along with it. And I was thinking that'd be a cool way to present these various creatures that that other artists have done final art based on my sketches, but like also showing the sketches next to it might be cool. So yeah, here you got more NPCs in Bogtown. You've got the captain of the guard.
I love that expression. Like somehow the face of the captain of the guard is like almost too detailed, and I love it. Can we get like a zoom in on like his stubble or something?
That's Ben's like Ren and Stimpiness that can like be turned on and off.
Look at that.
There we go.
Look at that stubble. Look at those. I think it was the eyebrows that really like did it for me.
Oh, these are classic Land of Eam eyebrows. It's like
look, it's like two caterpillars having a conversation on his forehead.
Yeah, you added the hat.
There's a gelatinous goo named Charlie.
Charlie.
That's how it's spelled. Charlie.
Couple boggles. This boggle is actually a sputter boggle, but it's very convincing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is a wildly. Is it a sputter boggle because he's kind of so smooth? You can see like part of it looks almost too round.
His nose is attached.
I'm wondering.
The eyelids
like perfectly round. Like yeah.
The nose.
Like
I love it.
TikTok from Return to Oz.
Yeah. But the whole like story with this guy is that he's like a very convincing. You can't just immediately tell that he's not a boggle. Spoiler.
I'll forget this by the time we get to Bogtown. I'll immediately try to woo his cold mechanical heart.
Princess Funnybone says the goo is so cute. I love how he has the clock in his body. Yeah, the clock in the body is such a nice touch.
Here's Nork.
Yeah,
Hey,
Nork's Noodles Empire.
The noodle guy himself.
I really wanted to make him look sleazy.
And you succeeded.
Yeah. Congratulations, man.
I love how he's just like a proxy for Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano on the driveway with a robe and his hair coming out.
Oh my good lord!
Gold chains.
He's got a mullet.
Hey, how you doing?
A mullet back there.
You want some gabagool?
And there's his bodyguard.
Give me the gabagool. Oh,
I love her tattoos.
Yeah. Are tattoos like a canon thing in Land of Beam? Like do you have tattoo parlors written in?
You know, we don't have a tattoo parlor.
I kind of feel like
canon.
that could be just as much of a chain as Nork's Noodles.
Interesting.
Like magic tattoos. Magic
Maybe.
runes.
Wow.
Magic tattoos is interesting too.
I like the idea of magic tattoos, like with
Let's put that in a vault. Let's vault that one.
Or
make
cursed
it
tattoos.
Yeah. Well, you never know what you're going to get, right? I mean, they could be a wandering tattoo merchant, you know.
You think you're getting a tattoo, but you're cursed by a witch.
It's rough.
I mean, it could affect your modifiers and conversations and stuff, like, you know, your intimidate or your charm, like similar to how my scars are operating, I'm sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
It's all good.
I love it.
Look at these guys.
Is that a Waylon?
Yeah.
Waylon Smithers.
This is the owner and operator of the Sunken Inn Saloon.
Mm-hmm.
What is her name? Spitshine Sally, I think.
Spitshine Sally.
Yeah, so there's probably going to be about 30 of these sketches for Bogtown. And, you know, we could also show some of the work that it's very not final, but some of V. Hendro's work, our layout artist.
Yeah, we're working with the layout artist V. Hendro, who worked on Good Society, the Jane Austen RPG. And she's got beautiful work, and we're really excited to be working with her. And she's already put together some pretty hi-fi mock-ups of what the final book will look like. And it's coming along. I mean, we're pretty far along. It's important, nice.
So I mean, this might give you a taste. This is all in flux. Like the bottom is not going to look like this, but this will give you an idea of what things might look like.
Yeah, I think I like the layout so far. I'm curious to see how it's going to evolve and what other colors and stuff you're going to get in.
Yeah, the sections are going to be color coded.
Yeah.
Actually, I could probably pull up the things that I mocked.
Princess Funnybone is digging it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be nice and bright and easy to use, actually. That we really put a lot of effort into making it was easy. And V was excellent at, you know, educating us on best practices for an RPG book.
Sure.
So like the color coding by section and like it's actually it's a combination of a lot of little things.
Not that.
I said,
I say, I don't know where any of this stuff went, but
it threw it away.
It threw it down.
Here we go. You know, like we're gonna use the cover as the bottom border on pages, like isolating certain parts.
Yeah, like that would be good to like highlight different sections of it. Yeah.
The creatures section is such a great example of that too. Testing out the pink. Galen's face is so great.
I when I was looking for this stuff, I don't know what you guys were saying, but but each chapter is
better out
color
that way,
coded. I
man.
don't know if you said that.
We did.
Yeah.
Cool.
But we're just riffing over here. We're enjoying the ride. We're hanging out.
Just riff in.
It's Saturday. It's just chill time.
No, we don't worry so much about those things, you know?
But you know, it gives you a bit of an idea here. These are the colors we're going to use. Very bright, very saturated.
Very on brand.
Yes.
Indeed.
Saturation.
So we're excited about this all coming together. We've got edited documents, layout in progress, got art.
Mm-hmm.
I have actually I could share some sketches as well.
Sandbox is pretty far along, like it's within striking distance of finishing it. It's not like we have a ton to do still, so there's hundreds of pages of stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of editing.
There's a lot of editing, but it's written is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the lion's share. Editing is no problem.
And you know, there's probably a lot of fine tuning that could happen.
Right. Yeah, and
to like connect the dots in places, and
there's like a few shops that don't have stuff that you can buy that's specific to them. There's like a lot of shops where you can buy really specific equipment. It's not just like random, like, oh, I saw it, whatever. It's like really specific equipment and things and food and
uniques,
you know, and there's a lot of jokes in there that are fun.
Two Utes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gambini, what is a Ute?
You know, Utes.
I don't know if this comes across on screen.
Yeah,
I could talk about this one all day.
Oh yeah! Wow, look at that.
So this is some of the art that I'm gonna do. I've got like a group of picnicking adventurers, and they're waving at a Felmog warrior who's riding a pterosaur.
I like that the Felmog warrior is waving back.
Yes, it's a stroke of genius from Ben's part.
You think he's like caught so off guard by the fact that he'd be just peacefully waved to that his human response? Hey.
Hello. Yes.
Like he flies away, like wondering if this has hurt his street cred somehow by waving back at adventurers. It's like
he flies back like 10 minutes.
Shouldn't have waved. Yeah. yes. That is more on brand. Yeah. I love it.
And we got a little swamp scene here. Got a Whalen and an imp riding a boggerel tortoise. You find some fairies, but they're also being waylaid by muckmen. They have no idea.
Well, don't downplay the bird and the tree. I mean, look at this guy.
Is that any specific kind of bird?
It is now. I love it.
It's not. Should be.
It's got to be. There's got to be more. This picture actually should be all about the bird.
Well, like everything this is exactly the type of thing that like makes James and I like have to put in more creatures and critters. Like one of us will just like randomly mention something.
Yeah.
Not even thinking very much about it.
I was working on that yesterday. Just like, hey, what's this? I don't know. You mentioned it in the sandbox.
Yeah. And now we have to flesh it out.
All right. Let's one more.
To it.
This one makes me happy because it's like, this is where the Lord of the Rings meets the Muppets for me.
Only the tortoise is aware that they're doomed.
Yes,
right.
That's great.
Well,
doomed. I don't know that they're doomed. They're just conflict.
We've been in plenty of those.
So far, Ben has executed all heroes in each image. Let's see what he does to these.
Yeah, slaughtered immediately. They're actually already dead, and it's the plot of The Sixth Sense all over again.
Yeah, so we've got some travelers in the used to be forest, and they've come upon some ruins. And there's a creature, probably a snake. I don't know if might have to change that because there's already a Sargog in one image, but
well, you know,
there's something staring back at them.
Well, there's over 150 creatures to choose from.
By the way, I figured that doing this piece also, I was like, I don't want to make a donkey because I feel like that's too run of the mill.
Sure.
So we had this thing called a rooter snoop that was referred to in Stiora, one of the
Yeah, the
projects
rooter
that's,
snoop.
like in the works, sort of on the
Mhm.
back burner. So this is a rooter snoop, and I went ahead and changed the donkey of the loyal chum to be a rooter snoop, just to like reflect the art.
Mhm.
It's awesome.
And we had also talked about kind of changing up the pets to be a little different.
Okay, interesting.
Because I mean, we might also, when we release the loyal chum
Mhm.
like handbook, all these, we'll probably have a smattering of, or like a whole smorgasbord of pets to choose from.
Like
think.
that bird in the tree. I mean, that's obviously going to become a pet.
Exactly. But one issue I noticed was that the Murgatoad did not really reflect what the Murgatoad became in the
Mhm.
creature segment,
Right.
as well as the gelatinous goo. While I love the idea, I don't know that it like is the best idea to have a PC type of character also be a pet.
Yeah, I mean,
Even though I think it's great
explain
myself.
Boggle Crew. Explain Boggle Crew.
they're party. I don't know. Just the
No,
idea of being a pet.
I don't disagree with you. I actually totally agree with you. But I also think there's just like so many other opportunities for what it could be that it's like it doesn't need to be.
Well,
Right.
I drew something.
Is it a new creature?
It's a creature
Caterpillar?
that exists. This is a caterpillar.
Caterpillar, that's right.
When I realized that when I was drawing this, I was like, I reached down into the depths of my subconscious and drew upon Wuzzles, which I was obsessed with when I was like 2, 3 years old. You can just hear gelatinous gooeyes. I ain't nobody's pet. Exactly.
Right. But a caterpillar, you know. I love
So this is a
caterpillar.
caterpillar.
Caterpillar's up to something.
It's going to take the place of the gelatinous goo, like the sneaky type of scouting creature.
Mm-hmm.
And then this.
Oh my good lord.
Oh,
like we have a Dorgan in Stiora, and I didn't want to use that because it's like too magical. It's too like rare.
We needed
like, this seems super commonplace. Yeah. You see these running around the streets of Bogtown all the time, you know.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. This is a doggart.
Wow. I don't want to ask about. I don't want to ask about the genealogy of this small animal, man. And the name has like terrible implications to begin with.
Ben, no, there's no like.
No, I know.
Biological implications. It's just like,
hey, that thing looks kind of like a boggart, and it's a doggart.
It lives with boggarts. It's from bog.
Exactly.
Land.
You could call it a bog dog.
That would
colloquially.
Yeah.
Bog dogs.
We got.
It's got some bog dogs.
Swims in bogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a terrier that like roots out swamp rats.
Dang old terrierists.
It's the primordial enemy of a keister snap.
Look at those web toes.
A Nekusagi.
Super cool.
Nekusagi Jimbo.
It is playing on Usagi and Neko.
Mm-hmm. And Neko, yeah.
That's cool.
Princess Funny Bone. I don't know if you've ever read Usagi Yojimbo, but that's highly recommended.
It's been a nice favorite comic.
So yeah, this kind of segued into sort of playtesting discussion, because this is something that I noticed, but in terms of representation with pets and critters and whatnot.
I mean, I think that I always, like, as a PC, I crave having a pet and a mount. Like, it's just like, it's so much fun. Like, but I think it is nice. Like, I haven't had to, and maybe this is wrongfully so, but I haven't had to do too much like caring for my faithful steed. It isn't a burden. It's more of just like a boon. And it's a fun, like, aside to think about.
Well, but Claudia is a burden.
Claudia is a burden.
I think,
because,
stuff that you don't just get with your class is a burden.
Yeah.
Like if you get...
that makes sense. Wow. Yeah.
If you buy a mount as another class, like, it's going to be more of a burden in terms of upkeep.
Right.
Yeah. That's cool, though. I mean, like, the fact that it's possible is great.
We haven't really hashed out those rules, really. But
I think it might
put it in the queue. There's plenty of stuff to do.
There's.
I recall writing something about mounts and purchasing mounts, but I don't.
Yeah, there's like prices, but not really. What I just said isn't written.
Doesn't exist. Yeah.
Yeah. Mounts and mustache.s. Got it.
Wow.
Do you guys want to go through like your classes? Maybe.
I'd love to. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, you want to use your rule book, because I'm sure that there's things that's been updated since I've looked at it.
Oh yeah, we should probably go through.
Pull up mine too. I wonder if I can spot the changes. You know.
Classes. So this is the edited classes document.
Chapter 2, character creation.
Going down to...
I'm going down. All right, I'm going to enhance this screen. I got my Landavine beta rulebook open on the side.
Enhance.
200. There you go.
Yeah, I think this is unchanged.
Let's see. Let me scroll to West Bard. Where is my Knight Errant in my book? I'm so curious about what's changed. Yeah, so Inspiring Orders. I have regrets with my character right now about giving up some of my more creative abilities in favor of combat. I think that this always stems from like having a smaller party where you start to worry about defending yourself. And then that's like, you know, when you have a bigger group of PCs, you have the luxury of having people who are just choosing the more creative abilities. I do miss things like Wayfarer. But Inspiring Order is also really, really good. What were we going to say?
Can go back. Can go back. And if you guys reach level 10, there is going to be a way to
prestige or something.
Use XP to get past abilities. So like you can still progress. There's not going to be a level 11, but like you'll still be able to spend XP.
I love the idea of there being an end game where you just kind of like, you know, like it would make getting to level 10 not such a nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Because you can still feel like you're gaining power. I mean, that's another benefit I think of Land of Eam in terms of never gaining courage, except for the one-time XP investment. Because there's not a lot of the power creep that you have in other game systems.
Yeah, HP bloat.
Yeah.
What it's called. HP bloat.
That is a character in Land of Eam.
Yeah.
Hey, HP bloat here.
It does really sound like one.
We got to put that in.
Yeah. But okay, you know how people parking lot ideas, like they just have like separate little side thing where they write it down so they can circle back to it. Your parking lot must be so huge and full of like ridiculous ideas. I can't even fathom how many ideas you guys have said, hey, let's circle back to that, and they've just gotten forgotten.
We don't have that many like notes documents anymore. We got like a couple, but like I really rely on Ben to just like steel trap remember the weirdest, craziest thing that I said.
He's got the vault. He's Elaine from Seinfeld.
And even then, it's like
not a good vault.
You know, there's a 30% chance that we don't remember HP Bloat from now.
It's true.
30%.
It's true.
A true warrior never stops learning and growing.
That's true.
Let's see.
So I don't know if this was in there when you.
That is not no. So tactical combat is in the old one. If an ally and I are flanking adversary, we both get +1 attack, and the adversary can't counterattack my ally. So it's changed. Oh no, it's the same. No. That's the same. All right, that's the same.
Feat of strength.
Feat of strength is the same.
Yeah, I love feat of strength. I use feat of strength so much. Yeah, discerning eye is great. Sworn protector, I'm kind of glad I didn't take. I just like think that there's already enough. Again, it'd be like for a bigger group of people.
I took the one that's I can't recall the name, but the one that directs people towards me.
Mm-hmm.
Pick on someone your own size.
Yeah, there you go. Pick on someone your own size. Faithful Steed is amazing. That's a change. It used to be a horse, and now it's a pony.
I just feel like it fits Mucklin's. I don't know.
Yeah,
we should make it does. Pony.
We'll make a Felnog warhorse. It'll go into
exactly.
Yeah, I love the idea of like a Mucklin's pony having really, really long, thick, like curly hair that gets like caked with mud all the time.
One
almost looks like a water buffalo. Good.
This is
that changed that as well. So yeah, that makes sense.
In terms of like the movement was actually mechanified.
Yeah, as opposed to just chair to target from far away to deal. It is now
like you can reach a distant target in one round as opposed to that would take 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's see. Mr. Worldwise. That's always still good.
I think this is.
I regret giving up Worldwise because that was really good. Oh, Sweeping Strike on a 6 to 8. Yes,
you have saved our lives with that.
Yeah,
power.
Use that so much to great effect.
This has been but it's like I think I've just had really lucky rolls on my Sweeping Strike. It's just like the one time like my rolling comes through is if I activate that power.
Using that power is what turned you into Thunderblade.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is sort of just a clarification right here.
Yeah, because there were so many times where we were just like, does it? It's good.
So like shrug it off and what's it called?
War Stories?
Stoutheart.
Stoutheart, yeah.
Is I think the biggest like clash of power between abilities that I've seen in our game, where like Stoutheart was way better, and so I've tried to like equalize them a little bit.
This is funny, Ben. I have in my character sheet written down once per session on a 6+, take half the amount instead. I'm realizing in this beta rulebook version 1.2, it says take 0 dread from a hit. So there was a change there.
There's been a lot of changes.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes. Yeah. No, I just I wish I had known the 0 dread one. I would have been totally using that to stay alive.
Well, I think.
But this is what it is now. Huh?
I think we play tested that out.
Oh, was that
either from
a
previous campaign or something?
Maybe.
And I'm still not 100% on this stuff, but this is basically works like a shield now. But it's once per session, so you could use quest points on it.
Campaign.
I mean, it looks like it's always been once per session. Where you think it used to be like once per combat, or or you're just? I see.
Yeah, let's just
I don't know.
jump over.
1d8. When I think about how hard we get hit sometimes,
Yeah, that would be my only thing. Like stout
that would
heart.
break my heart if I rolled a 1 or a 2.
Yeah,
Literally, and then I die.
it's weak. I think that
But we should try it. We should try it out.
yeah, we should definitely try it out. But I think that a little more certainty of the success of it. If you roll a success, if you roll vitality or metal and are successful, I think more certainty of success would be better.
Yeah, or I mean, like if it was
Or maybe there's no
like
roll.
level
or no
or
roll
like
at all. Yeah,
could reduce it
In
by your
terms of,
level
like-
or something like that that scales. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it all stems from Stoutheart, I think, where
it's just once per combat reduced to 1 is hard.
and you can
I love it.
choose, and so like if you get hit with a huge hit, it's like, nope, I take 1, which I don't know. It's definitely broken. So this became what Shrug It Off was.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
A stubborn boggart mayor refuses to assist the neighboring town after a bandit attack.
I tell the mayor an old gnomish fable about the duck who didn't help the worm. The moral of the story being that the duck winds up worm food in the end.
It's a classic. It's a classic story.
It's like a mini joke about this, like how the gnome fable, it's like almost encouraged that it's kind of convoluted, so there's no like pressure to make it a good story.
Yeah, and you don't actually have to tell the story; you just have to summarize.
Yeah,
right.
Basic.
Fox and
the
the Rainbow Man.
Point of what you're trying to say.
Died alone in a gulch.
Okay, back to the knight errant. We've got
Neither all. All right, we got the so we talked about Shrug It Off war stories. I do miss that ability a little bit. I don't think I used it more than once or twice because I think I went through that level fast. And Oathbearer I've used to great effect.
Yeah, that's fun.
But did you let go of it?
I mean, there's no other option, right? That's the only thing you take.
How does this keep happening?
It's always.
I don't know how that's possible.
I feel like I brought this up before, and then you said
did.
that's crazy.
But
there's another ability.
I thought I put it in there.
Scroll down, Ben.
I love it.
No.
Because I've complained to you about this before. I'm like, there's only one level 7 ability.
But
and you're like, shut your mouth.
No, you didn't complain. You didn't complain. You just
shut your
it
mouth,
up one
PC.
time, and I was like,
I know where the treasure is hidden.
No, you're right, man. I brought it up sometime. I was like, but I mean, some things do that, right? Like this is an iconic knight errant ability.
There's no other precedent in any other class, so it doesn't make sense. What?
Add that to the parking lot.
Yeah, park it right here. Everyone watch Ben while he works. You can see his brows furrow.
This is real, folks.
Yeah,
real.
Yeah, you guys should talk because I'm looking for something.
He's doing the
I'm only speaking affirmatives, George.
Yeah, you can see when he covers his mouth, it's because he's muttering to himself under his breath.
Let's see if he gets a bird.
Yeah, here it is.
Total concentration.
Total
Funny Bone says. Yeah. Wait, I have duel. I took duel. Well, that's so funny. I mean, so I have duel on my character sheet.
I know
it exists somewhere.
We've
had this conversation before, and I no longer have Oathbearer
put into this.
Or once per combat, designate an adversary. Oh, you have it already. Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah, I've used duel a couple times, and I enjoy it. Initiate a duel with a champion. There's more words there than I have on mine. But yes.
It's how the magic is made, ladies and gentlemen.
It's true.
All right.
Fixed it. We fixed it. All of us.
So that's hopefully our layout design.
Yeah.
No, 6 months from
No.
now. When we are reviewing
It's
the
going to get
proofs.
published. It's going to be the final proofs. And then you're going to have to put a whole paragraph in. Your layout design is going to tear their hair out. Love it.
Yeah.
Blow. Commanding
Mighty
presence.
blow.
Commanding presence. You have commanding presence and mighty blow because you're
And
level
mighty blow. I am. But we'll see how much longer I stay level 8 for.
This guy, you just level it, man. I'm still level 7.
I love it.
So here's
Any
the future.
Yeah, I can't wait for second skin. I can't wait to no longer have a penalty to my AC.
Cool. And then
Here are the people. I think like as a PC, I will not be using that just because it's something that I'm not. It's not me. But second skin is all about numbers, and
I beg to differ, dude. You're a bulwark.
Yeah.
You're Thunderblade. I think this is something that Galen
This is right up Galen's alley. I have to grow as a player to fill the
as
big
an actual person.
shoes. Yeah.
That's a person. Yeah, that's the actual
Galen is
meta.
primed.
Yeah,
That's the meta for leveling up. You have
it's
to grow.
true. You have to earn the level, not your character. I'm earning PC experience right now. Yeah, both of
This
these
is
are
something that James and I need to do is like
cool.
revise the relics and edit the
Yeah.
magic items, which have never been really edited.
Yeah.
I remember looking at this
All
ability and
draft
then looking
one.
at the relic table and thinking like, oh my god, there's so many horrible things for me to roll on this table relative to like being a level 10 ability.
Yeah, we gotta make the relics crazy good.
So let me ask you this, Ben. Once you hit level 10, you'll always get both abilities at level 10 and you'll keep them forever. You'll never have to choose between the two of them.
Hmm.
Okay, that's cool.
And then after that, the idea is that you can go back and spend XP on past.
Previous, yeah.
Or Ben and I also talked about this third thing, which is or second thing, which is professions, where you can like go down a tree,
Right.
like a very specific profession, or
Yeah.
take new abilities and things that are just absent, but any player can take them, any class can take them.
Animal husband.
What is that odd noise?
Oh, can you hear that?
It
Sorry.
sounds like a pencil being sharpened.
It's
Yeah.
there's a giant pencil being sharpened in my house. No, it's
Yeah.
it's all right. It's a
Roomba?
Yeah, it's a Roomba. It's a Roomba.
Oh.
The little Brava skimmer thing.
Uh-huh.
It's mopping.
You
my
live in a
office.
pool. It's a pool skimmer.
Yeah, it's a pool skimmer. It's
Yeah.
odd to have in one's home office, but it's gotta keep
I
it
assumed
cool.
I thought you were opening like 80 cans of cat food.
It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse over there. You got,
Yeah. Something from the
automatic
RPG
hand
came to our world. It's true, Princess. It's true.
Are there any final thoughts, George? Playtest thoughts that you want to share about
Yeah.
what could be improved? Like
No,
what you've
I
been using, like anything.
I mean, we've kind of already like seen what I've been using. A lot of the combat abilities. I think that I can't. I almost wish it was fast. Well, now that I know that there is something beyond level 10, right? I wish it was faster to level up. Because we've played for 40 something
40.
sessions, 40 sessions. We've had some sessions that were a bust on XP. That's fine. You know, like given the nature of the current XP system, like you're not always going to encounter new creatures or complete a quest and things like that, which is fine. But like, I wonder if it would be more satisfying for players to advance just a titch faster so that they can get to the high level and start digging into their old class abilities and stuff like that. I don't have a good answer. I don't have a good answer.
No
for that,
choice. Just get all.
Yeah. No, but
No,
but you're also talking about like the subclasses or the specialties. Like I think
I think with a larger group you would be getting more XP because more people would be doing the relationship stuff, triggering that, which everyone would benefit from.
I see.
That's true. That is true. And I've only not advanced like another level or whatever because I've been using XP on my abilities.
That's also true.
I felt like if I didn't do any of that, I would be like level 9. Or close to it. Because how many times have you pumped your skills, George?
Hardly any. I've done.
That's probably why you're a whole level ahead of me.
I've done like I think I balanced out my search. I improved it to +1, and I increased my perception to +1 as well. So it's like a smattering of XP. I also spent XP on more hit points though. I don't know if you did that though.
I did not yet.
Yeah.
I've got like 45 XP that I haven't spent.
Yeah. So I guess my question for you guys is, if you're going to make this other profession system kind of, subclassy dealy, is that going to be accessible as you level? Or is that going to be only at quote unquote end game?
So I think it should be accessible as you level.
Agreed.
Yeah, we talked about like possibly certain levels.
Yeah, like 3, 5, 7, something like that.
It wouldn't replace your abilities. I
feel like because
okay.
Otherwise, I think there would just be a glut of
abilities.
Analysis
I don't
paralysis.
see it as a problem.
I think you might be the exception.
George wants 1,000 abilities.
I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying to me. You have everything now. It's fine.
Like there definitely is a thing when you have like a giant menu of stuff. You're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I think it's you don't want to be Cheesecake Factory. You want to be like a 4-star Michelin restaurant.
That's like every time I pause when we're playing, or I like look away. I'm like going through every single one of my abilities to see if I can utilize it in this situation. And sometimes I get slowed. I'm the type of player who gets slowed down by analysis paralysis.
I mean, it's the classic AM PM dilemma, right? There is too much good stuff.
Oh, a silver arrow straight through my heart.
Yes. Classic AM PM dilemma. I mean, I do understand what you're saying, right? Like there's something to be said about having a very sleek. I have 10 abilities. I know exactly what they all do. I never have to think of it, because there's been plenty of times in our like other campaigns where I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I can do this thing, and I could have used that like for this or that.
And I think it's a little bit like Star Wars, how it's like you don't need 1,000,000 feats or whatever, like because you've got all these different skills that you can do, and you're rolling dice for the skills, and that's kind of how I approach using my skills in Land of Eam. It's like, can I do a lore check to know this, or can I this, that, or the other? I feel like it propels the gameplay, and then the abilities are like a nice little sweet spot where you can juice it for that 1 second.
Right.
Yeah.
In that moment.
Yeah, and the profession idea is like, it's not going to be in the first release of the game. It would be like a supplement.
An X pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be an X pack where the people who want it can kind of fine tune, make their characters more of something beyond the rigid classes.
Right. It'll be much more personalized in that sense.
So I think it's, I don't know. I think it's something that speaks to the more hardcore gamer.
Speaks to me. A number cruncher, a min muncher, George Higgins.
Yes, why the perfect playtester. The ultimate.
I just want to break everything.
Game. Yeah, no, it's good.
So does Darren in a different way.
Darren will abuse.
Darren's a little different though than George. Darren doesn't thrive in the chaos like George does.
No, he does like the very safe, like best min max.
Yeah, the absolutely most conservative min maxing that you can do. Whereas George is like, I'm gonna min max this way, but I gotta have a wild card. I gotta have a wild card.
He like min maxes the wild card.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's how we ended up with a mobile weapons platform covered in weapon black and Mexican pizza.
Yes, that is. That's harking back to
all
our
nonsense to anyone who's listening.
I know, that's a reference to a D&D campaign from several years ago with our buddies at Supergiant Games.
Yeah. I just want to point out that the weapon black came from me, and like
it did.
I held off on taking it for the longest time because I knew it would be broken.
but when you took it,
See,
and we used it.
That's where I relate to how Ben and I play something, because I like chase the narrative of like what's like good story, what's like not broken. But I definitely have been like, oh, this power is like really good. If I use it in this context, it's like I'm gonna clean up.
Yeah. I noticed that a lot in the collective, where like there are certain abilities that are like, wow, this is great.
I have actively chosen not to do a thing that would like instantly. Now we're talking about like D&D games. Like kill the wizard. Like there's been so many times where I was like, I could just do this. Like I could just make a case and like play it out in a way that would be funny enough for everyone to be like, you
kill the wizard.
Yeah.
I love when Amir makes like a bunch of stuff. I know this is a little off topic. I will come back to the topic, I promise. But like he made the gelatinous goo as one of the pets. And he's like, yeah, everyone's just going to pick that. And I didn't. I picked like zombies. And he's like, this is a really broken thing that I never looked at.
I think that's what he does. He like, if there's like
he baits people.
Wants,
and then there's me.
But then it has to be nerfed.
Yeah.
Nerf.
It's good. Nerf. It's nerf for nothing.
Let's take a look at the Loyal Chum.
The Loyal Chum.
The post-mortem of season 2.
Let's take a deep dive on the loyalist of chums.
So oddly enough, Old Chums is one of my favorite powers, but I rarely use it. I don't know why that is.
No, but when you pull it out,
you did.
Oh wait, no, but you have lend a hand. I thought.
Oh wait. You're right. I didn't.
But you've used. I recall you using Old Chums. Like it feels fresh.
So you cheated.
Obviously. This is why we post mortem. No. But like, I know you
cheating for 40 seconds.
Yeah. It must have just been like a long time ago.
But no, you used.
Or maybe
you used both of them recently.
Yeah, I used Old Chums like last game, didn't I? Sorry, I it's just I blame my character sheet being a complete technological.
You got obliterated. Yeah, it's true.
Because I've been playing with sideways numbers and like crazy stuff. I'm so
no one noticed, but you've had both level 1 abilities. You never made
for 40
choice.
sessions.
I love
sessions.
You have Eye for Clues.
I love Eye for Clues. Eye for Clues is a really fun power. Francis Funnyman says, I think when it's your own game, you created I'm a cheater. I never intended it. I never
creative
intended
play
it.
testing, it's fine.
That is too funny.
So one thing I've noticed on Eye for Clues that I've let go just because, for the stream. If you guys are struggling and you're coming up with an idea, like, all right, I'll take it,
Yeah, I kind of
sometimes it's a little outside of the box of like creating a clue that you find.
Yeah. I am aware of that in the moment too, but it's like my creative process trying to work my way backwards into
figuring out
an effective thing on the fly.
Right.
Folklore. I
didn't take Folklore.
Yeah.
But
Folklore.
I probably will the next time I play a Loyal Chum because I love
that's a lot of fun. Yeah.
I love the concept of this power.
This is like a classic James ability though. Like I'm surprised you didn't take it.
I don't know. It just didn't feel like her character combo.
That's fair.
So this is an interesting ability because it required
Mm-hmm.
all the other level 3 abilities in all classes to be examined and placed there
Yep.
strategically.
Yep.
Because you don't want like
Right.
a loyal chum to grab something magical from the gnome or something.
Right.
As much as I would try to do that.
But that's what made Stout Heart be a level 3 ability, and that's in James.
Yeah, and I selected it specifically because I was concerned about my survivability, because I was like not really a warrior. I'm not very good at fighting, and I don't have a ton of courage.
Right.
I thought I need
But
some
you've got a stout heart.
defensiveness. Right. I need some defensiveness.
Although improvise kind of would fit to what Riley has become.
Yeah, I know. I know. I've often thought
The
about
tinkering
that.
and everything. Yeah.
I didn't expect her to become like a tinkering, machine.
Well,
but
she's the prodigy of Crazy Ernie.
Yeah. Proficiency in advantage with trap making.
Use Jack of all trades a lot.
Yep. Pole vaulted half a dozen times.
Yeah, pole vaulting, swimming champion. Your high school life was filled with so much good stuff.
Yeah, the Jack of all trades is really, really fun.
Yeah. Local history.
Local history.
I don't remember that being used.
No. I think I maybe skipped past it around the same time George was jumping a level.
Unsung Hero.
Yeah,
does this need to be better? I don't know.
I did not find it as good or compelling as Pep Talk. I felt that Pep Talk was just more versatile and would be more useful, because I'm probably going to get it. I'm probably going to get the 6+ with my Inspire. Being able to give George a quest point whose quest point poor generally when we're playing.
It's true.
Just a must. It's like a must ability. Giving advantage. I've done all of these except for I've even done Heal an Ally. So it's just like much more utility. I would say that Unsung Hero probably needs a little bit of love to like give it some more utility.
To make it viable, make it compete.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because like it is kind of narrow in its use, but it's also powerful, kind of. But it can be powerful, but it's kind of specific. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the kind of thing that I would use for like a boss encounter.
Yeah.
And that's like the first thing I thought of when I was selecting the powers. I was like, I could use this for a boss encounter and we'd all be better. But I just felt that the Pep Talk would be more utility for the entire session and a boss encounter potentially.
Yeah, I mean Pep Talk just always has
it's
use.
A solid power. It's just like always has uses. Always has uses.
I mean, I guess there's for a big party, Unsung Hero may have a broader use, like a 3+, 4+ person party, right? Because it'll like mechanically it might be good. So like I guess how do you make it work so that it's not broken when you have such a big party or something?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to noodle it. I don't
know. I don't know, ma'am.
Snoop.
What if it was like each session for one encounter, all dice results are +1?
We're triggered on 6+
too
instead.
powerful? I don't know.
Actually,
well, they cap it +3, and there's so many other powers that can like give individuals pluses that maybe it's not too powerful. But
well, this as it is currently is like beyond the bonus limit. It's
right, because it decreases the threshold you need to hit.
That is true. So I would say that is better.
I mean, because this makes it so basically, if you have a full +3 bonus, it's like you only need to roll a 2.
Although
Instead of
+1 in instances where there's fighting could also be really helpful because so few characters get plus to their fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of geared toward combat, but like any encounter, so it's like all aspects of everything. Like when you're using an ability that triggers on a 6+, or if you're attacking 6+, it's now 5.
Right.
Is a hit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
there just needs to be something else tacked onto it.
Is V Hendro currently looking at this document? So hilarious. Oh, I love her.
Oh,
Hey, you should make a comment on what they added.
Co-creator of Good Society is currently working on this document in real time. This is the real stuff. This is behind the scenes. Ben's got to do some quick work real fast.
Yep,
She's slaying stuff out. Love it. All right, what do we got next?
Next song.
Got a Mobile Forge with a Ruta Snoop.
Mobile Forge. I feel like I totally underutilized this, but using it was amazing. Having the extra inventory space has been a lifesaver for a 40-session adventure. And I was able to, and I love the crafting. I do enjoy it. And I did make like an awesome weapon using out in the wilderness, which was also really helpful. This was cool, especially if you love crafting in RPGs. I just liked the way it felt. My only caveat, which we all know, is like rolling the travel search stuff, and then that next layer of crafting stuff. Them being in 2 sections of the book, I'm always like scrolling.
But having to jump, yeah. I mean, like you'd think with a digital document it'd be easier, but somehow it's still not.
I just think there should be like something in the same section that is a little reminder of like, here's what you do and here's what you, because I always forget.
Well, I guess once you have a final layout, you would just be like, all right, you could do a real quick like couple things, and then for more ideas, go to page 87 or something. Like that would make, I mean, that just makes it easier.
Yeah, it was just like functionally, I was always jumping back and forth, and it was.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Pick up the slack. I don't know if I used it.
Have you not used it once?
I don't know if I've used.
No. You've tried to use it when I was like we were stealthing, maybe. I think you've used it once or twice. I don't know that. Yeah.
It's especially useful for a larger party.
Yeah.
Right. Where you're like a specialist.
Good. It is a good power.
Yeah. I think that if you build for it or you prioritize it and you have a handful of +3 abilities or even +2 that no one else is good at, it's great. Like, what if you were just like, the athlete?
It's like it's essentially just like if I was a different build of loyal it would be
not that kind of loyal.
Yeah, and it's great for sneak and like nimbleness and like athletics, all those type of checks where people's results.
Yeah, it's really good
individually.
I don't know that I would change it. It's really good.
Yeah, I think that it's fine. It has to be a person who looks at it and says, "I see where my character will go with that."
This is where you currently are.
Yeah, pick on someone your own size. Definitely used it. Nearly destroyed me.
Oh my gosh! But I mean, like the bonus to defense has made you like this little stout.
Yeah,
heart.
When I did use it, it was really effective. I think I got critically hit and knocked out like while under it, but it did defend against a full round of attacks. It was super on brand for like my character, so I loved using it. And then Loyal Pet was like impossible for me to not enjoy. But the goo is free. The goo's returned to Dungeon Academy.
Yeah.
And no one else will have a goo pet.
And no one else
ever again. Yeah.
Goo pet. Yeah, the loyal pet stuff's super fun. It was great.
You can have a goo friend, but you can never own him.
The Caterpillar, like these just have the same things.
Ben, what if, right, Claudia and the lizard somehow like they just had other little Claudia and the lizards and they started a whole line of loyal pets?
We'll add that to the supplement. It'll be like chicken lizard.
Yeah, this is how Ben placates.
Which is really, very similar to the alligator.
It's true. It's like a cousin of the alligator.
Another bird lizard hybrid.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I ever want in life is a bird lizard hybrid.
But having a loyal chum supplement, having a bunch of new pets is a great idea.
Yeah.
And you haven't.
So I've definitely been reading. I haven't dived into them. Home and Hearth, I've thought about a lot. Because
where would we base it out of?
I don't know. I was thinking the crack, but like I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. We have our own crack home.
Crack house.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. That would be too on the nose. I was trying to make it adjacent. Yep.
Muster Courage is also just like functionally superb.
Mustard Courage.
D12 plus level. It's like game-changing courage.
And I love
it's
that.
not around a campfire. It's not whatever. And like depending on the party makeup, that's something that I would also super consider. Like if there was no bard or.
And it's in each session, so it's like definitely a one time only.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if it was once per session versus each session, you can quest point it or not quest point it.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 arms is not bad.
Better than one,
Better with a bigger party.
Yeah, this is.
I mean, but that could really put us over the edge. Yeah.
It would be fun. It would really put us over the edge. That's like that makes me think of like when the Fellowship of the Ring is inside Moria and like everyone's like, all right, let's roll when the game show comes in. And you got Samwise hitting people with hands and like rocks and just anything they can. That's like 2 arms is really great.
The plan is cool, and it took a lot of work to like nail down the language.
Yeah, right.
I love the idea of like having off-screen flashbacks. Like, oh yeah, let me pull this out because I had blah 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 in my pocket.
Yeah, this is fun.
Like setting up a trap off-screen would be like the first thought.
I don't want to. This is like an auto take for me, probably according to plan.
I think so. Yeah.
But. It's great because I think 2 arms is also a superb power just because in terms of like Landavine, like combat not being as prevalent when there is combat, this moment where like these little heroes become like super heroic to like take care of business in this fighting mode is a D6 is crazy good for 2 rounds, but according to plan is really, really fun.
Yeah.
So role play, so creative.
And level 10.
Heroic Surge.
Yeah.
Automatically succeed on any check.
Very inspired by the gelatinous goo.
And then best chums, like everyone in the party is the best chum, so it's like less good for you guys. But you do get 2 XP when you build on your relationship.
Yeah, it's
so
really
that'll be good.
It's really good. That's how you earn, so that you can. That's how you end game earn, so you can buy all those extra powers.
Exactly. I'm copying. Let me see. I'm gonna copy a link to my favorite heroic surge. Here we go. It's going into the private chat,
where I will vet it. And
yep.
Wow. Don't be ridiculous.
Was that his name in Beverly Hills Cop?
That was his name in Beverly Hills Cop.
That's
Sarge. Like all I can think of when I think of a heroic surge is him showing up with equipment at the right moment in time.
Wow.
So let's maybe cap this off with kind of talking about maybe season 2 and the future of season 3, and like what were your favorite moments from season 2?
Oh gosh,
can you remember any? Like,
oh wait. This is why I keep a quest. This is why I keep a quest log.
I told
Ben
we will rely upon George's detailed quest log, which is a canon, the canon quest log of Zionbot.
It will be admitted. Yeah. So let's see. When did Quest 2 start, or season 2 start?
You got to Dunk, I think.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. Dunk. So we hit Dunk, did the Toll Tellers thing. There was Graham Hamba with a big memorial race. Ah, yes. The what was it called? We were hunting it.
The Wyvern.
The Wyvern.
Yeah.
Just hunting the whole like Wyvern hunt. Princess Funny Bones. You can highlight the comment.
Yeah, you gotta highlight that one. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
The meta moment where there was a sweaty cartoonist selling.
Yeah. It was so good. It's so painful and amazing at the same time. That was probably like a huge highlight. Let me see what else we got. Yeah, we went into the sewers. Kilgath, the Inkbot spot. Oh yeah, wait, was that season 1 though?
Oh, was it season 1? I thought it was when we were Wyvern.
No, you might be right. Because I think I was on the way. No, that was on the way to Dunk. That was upriver. There was a golden wyvern in the hill. Bless you.
That remarkably powerful magical item and destroyed a Sarpethi temple.
I was Wind God for a time.
I don't remember if that was season 1 or season 2.
I thought it was season 2. I thought it was like during the Wyvern hunt.
So I don't have a season break. I just have Dunk, and then up the river preceded Dunk. We were going up the river, where we met Urchley on the ship, and there was Shelley the captain who told us about trouble with Troggles. There was Loka and Unda. Loka is the mate and leader of the tribe. He was kidnapped by Ek. Unda was poisoned by Ek, and then it just says that I nuked the whole clan from orbit with a seed of hurricanes. Because I assume that's when I destroyed the thing.
Yeah.
Interesting question here.
Yeah, hit it.
Is it possible for Rickety and Goo themselves to cameo in a campaign, or would that be under like a homebrew scenario? It's a good question. I think it is very possible that James and I could whip something up where they're like NPCs. That would be
totally. Totally.
What if? Okay, so
we can totally whip that up.
Guys, I have an idea. What if each city in the sandbox had a possible like Goo and Stitch sighting, like just a little thread.
So
every city.
That's just actually something I've pitched Ben for the Bogrel Junk Mugger. The Bogrel with the big backpack is that every location that you're in, there's a chance that he'll be there.
Right.
Because that's a running gag in the Rickety Stitch series.
I love that idea. Like this, this is not work that I have to do, so I can love ideas all I want. But yeah, I think that would be kind of cool where there's random. I mean, we already have random encounters, but this is a special kind of random encounter, right? Like.
Yeah, I don't.
But it would also be cool to just like have an adventure where they're like prominent
NPCs. Yeah, or quest givers even. Just
that's true.
There's a lot of ways that they could be incorporated. It's their world. I mean, it's like it's not too difficult to include them.
As well as statting them out for like
the idea
the rare person who just wants to play Rickety Stitch and Goo in this world.
Yeah, right.
Making their character sheets is kind of a fun idea.
It's fun.
That's good. I like it.
Sorry, interrupted what you were saying, George.
What was I saying? Oh, right. I was recounting. Yeah. So no, it's fine. So after we met Urchley and we destroyed the Temple of Ek on that hilltop with the Seed of Hurricanes, we hit Dunk.
That also destroyed like several hexes.
several hexagrains.
Like, legitimately, a hurricane happened, which we didn't expect.
I mean, this is why you can't give me powerful items, because I'll hide them and like hoard them for like X number of quests, and then I just whip them out.
That's because
no one expects it.
That's what I love most.
Yeah.
About magic items.
Yeah.
It's like
For as many silly relics
Yeah.
as there is also magical items of absurd power.
absurd power. Dunlock Circus was really cool. The
That was
whole
cool.
like kind of chasing down Zeal the Prophet for Gendrilla the Incredible, the Spithra. We hit Yurgurg, and then James had that moment where you had a mine off, right? With
Our tribal.
yeah,
my rival.
Oh, I don't even think I gotta write that down.
That
Was
guy's
it
gotta come
Brang?
back.
Brang?
Yeah, that's right.
Brang Thurk,
Brang.
I think was his name.
He was basically like stripped of everything in Dwerg society.
Yeah. We embarrassed the snot out of him, and then between those two things, on our way to Yurgurg is when we encountered Weldar and the Hammer and stole Starfelt ore from them.
Yep.
Which was
I
really
think that
good.
was probably my favorite moment.
Yeah.
Was it really?
We successfully nabbed it, humiliated them. I used it to make a credible item.
But that moment also paired with the Hammer just like completely
right
intimidating you guys.
Us.
Yeah. He one-shotted me essentially to my knees.
That is such good narration. It's like it starts out with like you embarrass this guy or whatever, and then it comes back and it bites you in the butt. It's
like two idiots took advantage of this really powerful dude, caught him off guard, got away with it, and then somehow thought that we were going to be like, oh yeah, we can take this guy because we bested him once. Luckily.
Yeah. We got really good rolls that were not combat related.
Yeah. And now we're terrified of him.
And then I was looking at the Felmog Outrider entry. I'm like, this guy is so powerful. Armor means nothing to him. He cleaves through it.
Yeah.
You're smoked instantly.
Yeah.
Maybe they're helping. Maybe you're helping find a relic from the city of Eppley with.
I think that's a great idea.
Can you imagine? What if it was that, right? What if they were quest givers in every city and you could run a quest for them? I'm just saying.
So I mean, this is
in every
I'm just giving you a hard time. I know that's so much work.
I think that what James and I have been doing is imagining that the Mucklands takes place while
they're doing
while the books are happening, so they're out of that region. I think that's kind of what we were talking about.
Yeah, because our plan for the sandbox for we have a couple more sandboxes planned. We got Grimley Wood, the Middle Route Run, and Grimley Wood was going to be taking place after Rickety left. So it's in a way the characters are traveling behind his wake. And same with
Harp's Edge.
Harp's Edge would be post Rickety Stitch Book 3, but that isn't to say that there can't be an encounter with Rickety Stitch in some way. There's a lot of narrative ways to make that happen because he's essentially adventuring throughout the world as well.
You're making me
excited.
Yes, but also Harp's Edge post Rickety Stitch is very cool. But what if this would be tons of work, but Harp's Edge prior to Rickety Stitch Book 3.
Harp's Edge
would just be a fun location.
Yeah, that's true.
And maybe that whole campaign would just have this moment where you could it's sort of like the Battle of Hoth. There's a moment where the Empire comes and destroys everything.
No spoilers. Watch your spoilerness.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
But
Princess Funnybone has read it.
That's true.
You know that.
I think that's not a bad idea. Having it be this watershed moment, where there's a shift in the place could be interesting. And then it's then it changes.
But Harp's Edge is a bog town level.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a huge city.
The bog town ladies sing this song.
It's maybe the biggest city that we've ever thought of, except for some of the Stiora locations.
I see.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, there's so many more moments in this. But what do you guys want to do as far as I could read off a whole list of things, but
I think
we've covered a lot of my favorites.
Yeah. I've actually got to get going here soon. But
that's fine.
What can we look forward to for next season from your point of view? 'Cause I don't want to direct your gameplay.
Two things for me. I want to do Bogtown, and I want to finally get to Terror Island, even though we've got lots to do before we get there.
I'm wondering, should we just do Bogtown as season 3? Like, do a deep dive into Bogtown?
I think that's what's.
I'm kind of tempted.
Yeah, I think we're over by Bogtown. We've got lots of business around there. I think that diving into Bogtown could be the entire season if we wanted it to be. It's that big.
Yeah, I mean that would highlight. I mean, just from a meta perspective, that would highlight the amount of work you guys have put into it. I think we could really make it shine. You know.
Yeah.
Did we get Riley's head fixed?
Yeah, that was the end.
That was the end. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm starting fresh, and I'll be leveled up and new character sheet.
Nice. Are we starting next week, or are we still taking a break, or what are you guys thinking? I'm fine either way.
James, you were talking about wanting to make a new intro video.
I was thinking about making a new intro video, like a new like waiting for stream, or just swap out this waiting for stream art. And
that's easy.
That's easy. That's easy.
But... And then I was thinking for the thumbnails, I'll just use like the finished Kiernan art.
Sure.
Kiernan.
Just give it,
Kiernan.
Some color.
Yeah. Indeed.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Season 3 starts next Saturday.
Be there, be square,
as the kids say,
or gelatinous. In which case, no shape can hold you.
But you can hold anything.
Thanks for hanging out, especially Princess Funnybone.
Yeah.
Your awesome
commentary. Yeah, we love it. Yeah. We appreciate it.
Love it.
Thanks for everyone on Patreon. landofmeme.com/Kickstarter. Join the newsletter. Get the updates. Be involved.
And be the first to find out about early bird rewards.
Oily Boyd. HP Bloat.
Oily Boyd. Who was the other oily?
Oh,
Dominic.
Moynihan.
Yeah.
Moynihan.
There was someone else. It's the other guy.
Sean Astin. And Sean Astin.
Oh, Oily Boyd was sorry. Okay.
Yeah, Oily Boyd was the
We'll just go into a circular loop about it. One oily.
Who is the other guy?
No, I mean Hobbit.
Yeah.
The Oily Gnomes, another band.
I love it.
All right. Well, have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and hope to catch you next Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.